for the fifth time in NXT history, and the first time during WWE's annual WrestleMania weekend, NXT brings a Takeover special to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, which has become its unofficial home away from home. The card is stacked, but the road to the show has been anything but cut and dry, with dominant NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa going down with a neck injury just weeks before the biggest show of the year. Without a clear conclusion to the running 4-year conflict between Ciampa and longtime friend/rival Johnny Gargano, the show could have easily lost a lot of its luster. But Executive Vice President of Talent, of Live Events, and Creative Triple H conveyed how they were able to push past the dramatic change. Top to bottom, the card just feels special. That's really saying something coming out of the situation with Tommaso Ciampa and having to sort of rechart the course this close to the event on the conference call last week. But it speaks to the depth of the talent and everything else and their passion and commitment that they can do it in a seamless manner. This is NXT TakeOver New York. Hello, friends, and welcome to the first of two very special editions of the Wrestling Forum. In years past, we combined these two events together. However, with how stacked the WrestleMania 35 card is, this start time, and the fact that we all have morning commitments, I called an emergency meeting of the Wrestling Forum last night, and we all agreed that on this night tonight, we will only talk about NXT TakeOver New York. And then tomorrow night, immediately following TakeOver New York, that is when we will preview the biggest event of the year, the Showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania 35. I believe the card now stands at 16 matches. Unreal. So we're going to do that tomorrow. But tonight, it's all about NXT TakeOver New York. Only 5 matches on this card. And for the first time in NXT history, in the history of the TakeOver events, that is, every match on this card is a championship match. Awesome. This is basically their version of Night of Champions, Clash of the Champions, what have you. Here we go. And we are going to start it off with the match for the NXT, or the WWE rather, United Kingdom Championship. The champion, Pete Dunne, squaring off against Walter. This match has managed to fly under the radar a bit as far as the overall TakeOver card is concerned, but Pete Dunne and Walter are bound to open some eyes. Triple H said he wanted to showcase the UK brand, and the Pete-Walter match was the perfect opportunity to do just that. Pete Dunne, who just exemplifies that brand and has an unbelievable future, and Walter, who is new to us, but obviously has made a big impact. That's a match that we're looking forward to being something special. But then again, we can say that about all 5 matches on this card. Walter made his WWE debut at the first NXT UK TakeOver event back in January, and he will look to end Pete Dunne's historic nearly 2-year United Kingdom Championship reign in what's certain to be an intensely physical, be-a-man hoss fight. Nothing left for me to say on this. Pete Dunne, 2 years, almost 2 years as NXT champion, over 680 or so days. Longest title reign of any champion in the history of the modern era of WWE. CM Punk's 434-day reign as WWE champion, Survivor Series 2011 to Royal Rumble 2013. The New Day, 483 days as WWE/Raw Tag Team Champions, SummerSlam 2015 to Roadblock End of the Line 2016. And of course, Brock Lesnar, 504 days as Universal Champion from WrestleMania 33 to SummerSlam 2018. It was NXT Takeover Chicago 1 in May of 2017, May 20th of 2017. But I believe in my heart of hearts, folks, that reign comes to an end. Over 680 days for Pete Dunne, May 20th of 2017, April 5th, 2019. The reign, I believe, now stands at 685, probably goes to 686. It ends tomorrow night. I'm calling it. Winner and new WWE United Kingdom champion, Walter, ends the historic run of Pete Dunne and becomes only the third man to become the WWE United Kingdom champion, joining obviously Pete Dunne, the second, and the first Tyler Bates. So I'm going with the big man. So nothing more to say on this. MF, I mean, good old MF Michael Fletcher, alongside, Michael Bullock, the Phenom, the Twisted Angel, D.D. Woodson. MF, let's bring you on in. I'll be honest. I don't know much about this Walter guy. I know you do. Fill us in.
Well, I'm just going to say it, man. Walter is basically, he's a monster among men. I mean, this guy is strong, powerful, and he has one of the most devastating slaps in all of professional wrestling. When he hits, you feel it. I'm telling you guys, NXT, get ready. This guy is a bruiser. He is as tough as they come. He is as European as they get. This guy, Walter, man, is basically, he's like Pete Dunne, but a heavyweight body. That's basically what he is. He is no nonsense. He will ground and pound. He gets in your face, and he will beat you up. Pete Dunne's menace match. Pete Dunne, for the longest time, has dominated everything and anyone in sight and done it in a way that's been unbelievable until now. Anthony, I'm with you. I think we're going to get a new United Kingdom champion. I think the reign ends here. It's the virtual David versus Goliath. I think Goliath wins. I got Walter realizing his dream, becoming the United Kingdom champion, and like Taz said when Brock Lesnar became the WWE champion for the first time when he knocked off The Rock at SummerSlam, who in the hell is going to stop this man? I don't know if anybody will. Winner of the bout and new NXT, or I should say, and new WWE United Kingdom champion, Walter. Bullock, it's yours.
Yes, I mean, this is going to be a smash mouth in your face match, and who knows? I mean, this could be the sleeper fight of the night here. I mean, I've seen some of the things Walter has done over in NXT UK, and like you guys said, this guy, he's about as smash mouth as Pete Dunne is. I mean, you hit him hard, and he will hit you harder. And like you said, I think Pete Dunne has met his match. I mean, he's faced some tough hombres before, but this Walter guy, he is about, as JR would say, he's tougher than a $2 steak. No doubt about it. So I'm with Fletch and Florio on this one. I think the run for Pete Dunne comes to an end. So winner and new United Kingdom champion, Walter. And all I can say is, who in the hell is going to take that title from Walter? In my opinion, nobody. So D.D. Woodson, we making it a clean sweep?
Yep. It's a clean sweep. All I'm going to say on it.
Alrighty. Let's move on to our second championship match on this all-championship match card. For the NXT North American Championship, the champion, DREAM, the Velveteen Dream, defending it against the Bro, Matt Riddle. MF, this is an MF special. These are two of your personal favorites. You win either way.
This is going to be a great matchup, no doubt about it. Good title fight, to say the very least. I'm going to say it. This is going to be enjoyable. It's going to be a classic matchup. And what makes me going to love this is that I like Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle is one of the nicest dudes you're ever going to meet. But the Velveteen Dream, man, I mean, what is there to say about Dream? Dream is without a doubt probably the one of my personal favorites. And for me, to see him not win, or for him to win the title as he did is unbelievable. It's amazing. It's miraculous and straight up awesome. I gotta say, this is nothing more than straight up amazing what's going to happen here. This is going to be a great matchup. This is going to be a great battle. This could be a sleeper fight of the night. At the end of the day, look, I don't think it's Matt Riddle's time just yet. I don't think Riddle's going to win the title. I still think he needs a little bit of some seasoning here. I know a lot of people wants to see Dream go to WWE, but the way that they've been handling a lot of the WWE, a lot of the call-ups lately, I'm starting to get a little worried about Dream getting lost in the shuffle if he does actually come out to WWE. I'm a little worried, especially I don't know if he would be good enough for Monday Night Raw. If he's SmackDown Live, he's going to be fine, but I'm really worried. I think they might need to wait until after the smoke clears from the Superstar shakeup, and then maybe we'll see where it goes. But right now, for me, just personally, winner of the bout, and still North American champion, the Velveteen Dream. Mike Bullock, it's all yours.
Yes, I mean I've been impressed with Matt Riddle since he's to NXT. I mean he's given Cassius Ohno fits, and yeah, I mean, in the Velveteen Dream, what can you say about him? I mean, he's one of the best things in NXT, and he's put on some really good matches, and he faces a tough test in Matt Riddle. So this is going to be another match that, but then again, you could say all the matches on the card, I think we're all looking forward to. So yeah, I mean, I know people want to see Matt Riddle win the title and then have Velveteen Dream get called up, but I do agree with Fletch. I mean, I don't think it's Matt Riddle's time yet. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's been really good so far in NXT, but I think he needs a little more seasoning and a little more time before he wins any kind of championship. I mean, we're not knocking against him. We just think he's not ready yet. So I'm gonna go with Fletch here, winner, and still NXT North American Champion, the Velveteen Dream. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, it's not the Bros time yet, so yeah, I'm going with the Velveteen Dream. So, Florio, what's yours?
The future of NXT and the WWE overall, for that matter, is bright. Look no further than NXT TakeOver New York's North American Championship match as a gleaming example. Triple H said they are two unbelievable performers, definitely the future of the business, period. The Velveteen Dream captured the North American Championship on NXT TV in February with a win over then champion Johnny Gargano. It was Dream's first championship victory in NXT. Riddle on a tear since his NXT debut and undefeated in one-on-one matches. Let's not forget that fact. Will look to accomplish the same feat tomorrow night. I'm torn on this one. I really am. My gut tells me to go with the Velveteen Dream to retain, but my heart is telling me to go with Matt Riddle to actually win the title. But these guys made some great points. I was going to go with Riddle, but I'm going to agree. I'm going to go with Velveteen Dream for this one. But don't be surprised if they actually decide to pull the trigger and strap Matt Riddle with the North American Championship. So, nothing more to say on that. Let's move on. The fatal four-way match for the NXT Women's Championship. The champion, the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, defending the title against Bianca Belair. 2018 Mae Young Classic runner-up, Io Shirai, and inaugural Mae Young Classic winner and former NXT Women's Champion in her own right, the Pirate Princess, Kairi Sane. Michael Bullock, a tough one, but pick me a winner.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough one here. I mean, this is one that could definitely go either way, but let's not forget one thing, guys. It's a fatal four-way, so there are no rules. Why do I get this funny feeling that Shazer's cohorts, Jessamine Duke and Marina Schaefer, and I'm trying to be as nice as I can to what I say about them, because if they were to hear what I just call them, I mean, I might get my head chewed off by them, but I think they're the wild cards in this. If they really get involved in this, Shayna Baszler's retaining that title. But you have to be impressed with. Well, I can tell you one thing: it's not going to be Kairi Sane, because she's had a run with that title. So it comes down to the other three. So it's a very tough one, but I know this is not going to be a popular decision, but I'm just going on instinct here. Winner, and still NXT Women's Champion, the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, and I think she's going to get a little assist from Marina Schaefer and Jessamine Duke. That's just how I feel it's going to go down. Because wherever Baszler goes, those two are going to follow suit. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
I can almost guarantee those two are going to get involved. So yeah, Shayna Baszler's going to retain because, like Florio said, it's no DQ, and she doesn't go anywhere without her little jabroni squad. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say on it. I mean, I'd love to see any one of the other three walk away with it, but I don't think it's going to happen with the jabroni squad outside. So Florio, it's yours.
Through much of her NXT career, Shayna Baszler has run roughshod over the women's division. She is the only two-time NXT Women's Champion to date, and she has made a physical statement in every match she's had so far. Only one woman, Kairi Sane, has successfully challenged Baszler along the way, and she'll be one of three women who will look to put an end to her dominance. Sane will join the high-flying Io Shirai, who happens to be her real-life best friend, and Bianca Belair in a match that Triple H says features four of the most talented women in the industry. Belair unsuccessfully challenged Baszler in January at Takeover Phoenix, thanks to interference from the aforementioned Marina Schaefer and Jessamine Duke, and the specter of more involvement from the four horsewomen of MMA looms over this match as well. Sane, a former NXT Women's Champion in her own right, looks to climb back to the top. But here's the thing. Keep an eye on Io Shirai, who is making her TakeOver debut tomorrow night and has become a focal point for NXT dating all the way back to October. Will attempt to make history in her first ever TakeOver match. No one knows for sure what Ronda Rousey will be up to post-WrestleMania, but keep a watchful eye on Baszler, Schaefer, and Duke, her longtime friends, should Baszler lose her title at TakeOver. This is another tough one. My gut, again, tells me to go with Shayna Baszler to successfully defend the title. But I think this time I might go with my heart on this one. I think I'm going to go with Io Shirai to win the NXT Women's Championship I know this is a reach pick, honestly, but I've seen more of her over the last several months than anybody because you know me. I've watched the Mae Young Classic religiously. I saw that young lady in action, and let me tell you, every match she was in, she was fun to watch. She may not have won it. Toni Storm, of course, we all know did. Well deserved, by the way. But I realized the potential that Io Shirai has. And like I said, with Ronda, possibly leaving, very likely leaving, I think this would be a great time for Baszler and perhaps Schaefer and Duke to get called up and run roughshod while the rowdy one, does her thing. So if I'm wrong on this, which I'm probably going to be, that's fine. But this is one time I got to go with my heart on this one. So I know I'm probably going to be the only one on this ship, and that's fine. But I believe in Io Shirai. I really do. So, winner and new NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai, freshen things up here. So, nothing more to say. I know I'm the only duck in the pond here, but MF, make your case.
Well, this is tough. I mean, you definitely make a valid point that Io Shirai could definitely walk out of here with the belt. But the thing is, and they said it, the money, the X factor is Shayna Baszler's cohorts. I think we definitely can say that could be trouble. And if they have a say in this fight, who knows how this plays out? Obviously, I want to see a new champion, but I'm going to be with you guys. I truly believe that it will happen. I truly believe that when it's all said and done, yes, I do. I think we're going to have a new women's champion. And Anthony, I'm going to go with you. Io Shirai wins the belt, wins the title. That's my prediction. Nothing more to say. That's it. So let's move on.
For the NXT Tag Team Championship, the champions, Rowan and Hanson, the War Raiders, defending the titles against the winners of the 2019 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, pulling double duty this WrestleMania weekend, the Dutch Destroyer Aleister Black, and the one and only Ricochet. Edie Woodson, you started off. Are we going to there's a possibility. I know it's very slim, but there is a possibility that Ricochet and Black could end up making some big time tag team history.
There is a very big possibility for it. Because, if they win this and then they win the match at WrestleMania, they could be double champions for tag team. But, with them also being already called up to the main roster, there's a good chance that they won't win this and that they'll go ahead and keep it on the War Raiders. But for me, this is kind of a hard one because, I want to see Aleister and Ricochet do something good and actually win this one. But part of me just says that they're going to keep it on the War Raiders only because these guys are already up in the main circuit and they've already gone for tag titles, even though they failed miserably on winning them. And who knows, maybe that's what's going to happen is they'll lose this one and maybe they'll win the one Sunday night. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. But my pick, unfortunately, is the War Raiders. And if Ricochet and Black pull it off, I'll be even happier. So I'll leave it at that. So Florio, it's yours.
The War Raiders made a statement at NXT TakeOver Phoenix in January. They kicked off the show by ending the near 200-day title reign of the Undisputed Era in their first NXT Tag Team Championship opportunity, flashing their full capabilities as a versatile pair of big men. This time around, they'll battle a team that's found instant success as a duo on all three of WWE's biggest shows. Aleister Black and Ricochet are fresh off winning the 2019 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, but they're going to be pulling double duty during WrestleMania weekend. After multiple wins over Raw Tag Team Champions The Revival, as well as a variety of other top teams on Raw and SmackDown Live, they've earned themselves a SmackDown Tag Team title opportunity in a fatal four-way match against the Usos, The Bar, and Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura Sunday night at WrestleMania, which we'll talk about tomorrow night. The looming question going into this match is whether this is the last hurrah for Black and Ricochet as part of the NXT roster, especially with championship aspirations elsewhere and regular appearances on the main roster. Triple H said, "I think that is to be determined the nights following WrestleMania and beyond." I think you see that some of the call-ups right now, there's a crisscrossing of stuff that is taking place. I think some of that will settle down after WrestleMania a little bit, but nothing has been written in stone as to where anybody goes, lands, or does anything otherwise. So I think we're just going to have to wait and see. This early into their title run, this has the makings of a signature win for the War Raiders as they start to establish their dominance over the NXT Tag Team division. So I agree with Didi, winners and still NXT Tag Team Champions, Rowan and Hanson, the War Raiders. MF, your thoughts?
Going into this, I was a little shocked to hear that that they were going to give it to Aleister Black and to Ricochet for the right to fight for the tag team titles, but then I forgot that they actually won the Dusty Classic, and when you win that tournament, that automatically makes you the number one contenders for the tag team title. So it it didn't dawn on me because I'm so used to them being on the main roster. Like you said, they're going to be pulling double duty. They got the NXT, then they actually got to fight for the SmackDown tag team titles at WrestleMania. So at the end of the day, I'm going to say it. I think we're going to have a successful title defense. War Raiders wins it. They keep the belts. Mike Bullock, I give it to you.
Yes, I'm gonna make it unanimous here. I think the War Raiders will definitely have a successful title defense, retain their titles, and yeah, I mean, you talk about a double duty for Ricochet and Aleister Black. I mean, first they gotta face the War Raiders, and then of course they'll be at WrestleMania to challenge for the SmackDown Tag Team title. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see how it all plays out, but either way, I got the War Raiders retaining their titles. I think it's too soon to take the titles off of them. So, yeah, so I guess there's really nothing more that needs to be said except, Florio, I think we're all agreed this next match we're going to talk about is going to be the fight of the night.
Not just the fight of the night, Bullet, but
fight of the year.
An early candidate for match of the year. The main event of NXT TakeOver New York. Under, and this is especially for you, MF, under Intercontinental rules. Oh, yeah. 2 out of 3 falls for the vacant NXT Championship. Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, squaring off against the leader of the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, baby. Woo-hoo. Oh, my word. A new NXT champion is guaranteed to be crowned at NXT TakeOver New York in a match that's never been seen within the confines of WWE. Gargano and Cole will battle in a 2 out of 3 falls contest that will almost certainly close the show, and the combination of 2 performers at the top of their game and the intense short-term build has fans buzzing ahead of tomorrow night's show. It hasn't been a 4-year build within NXT, but Gargano and Cole have a fair bit of history of their own before they signed with WWE. In fact, they've been battling inside the squared circle for the better part of the decade. Cole has talked about their history dating back to 2009, with Cole banging a win over Gargano at Evolve's second show in 2010. And again, years later in California, when Cole successfully defended the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Championship against Gargano. Their NXT story is just getting started. However, as the only televised match they've been in together came as part of the same team in a 6-man tag team match, that unforgettable halftime heat during Super Bowl 53. This match represents a branching path for NXT, with each outcome taking the show in a dramatically different direction moving forward. Far and away the toughest match to call. This can go either way. It really can. I'll say it like this. Tommaso Ciampa doesn't get hurt. This would have been Gargano and Ciampa. I would have gone with Gargano hands down. With this being Gargano against Cole, you put the belt on Cole, Undisputed Era gets their heat back instantly. Especially Cole, because he's going to have three rounds of backup with Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish watching his back. He'll hold that thing for as long as he wants to. But at the same time, Johnny Gargano went from being NXT's version of the new Daniel Bryan to being that lovable underdog once again in the blink of an eye, which I think is the right call. With Gargano on the more established path, I think he seems the likelier choice. I think this is finally the moment where Johnny Gargano realizes his dream and finally becomes the top dog in NXT and finally captures that NXT championship. But I would not at all be surprised if Adam Cole, baby, somehow, some way steals the NXT championship and crushes Gargano's dreams again. We got potential for several feel-good stories this WrestleMania weekend, and I think we get the first one right here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm okay with it. I don't care who wins. We all win, because this is 5 easy. This is going to be 5 easy. It doesn't matter if it's a 1-fall bout, Intercontinental rules, 3 out of 5 like they did back in the day. This is a 5-star classic in the making. This is going to steal the dang show. And this could go down as one of the greatest NXT TakeOver matches of all time. To me, the greatest one to this day is still Gargano and Andrade in Philadelphia last year. That, to me, is still my greatest NXT match of all time, men or women. So, like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll go down. I don't care. Johnny Wrestling realizes his dream and finally gets that elusive moment that he's been waiting for, and finally gets his long overdue run as NXT champion. Nothing more to say. MF, I ran down the history. You know the history. You watched Evolve. You watched that California Guerrilla Wrestling. I know you do.
Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, probably the greatest underground wrestling organization in the world. They brought the Young Bucks. They had Ricochet when he was Prince Puma. It's without a doubt the best wrestling I've ever seen. And yeah, when these two men went at it in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, I can't tell you how amazing this fight was. 4.5 to 5 easy. 4.5 to 5 easy. And I think this is going to be just as good, just as amazing on an NXT level. Get ready for a 5-star classic, folks. That's all I'm going to say. Going into this, I was going to go with Adam Cole. I was going to go with Adam Cole to win it all. But, Anthony, you made a very compelling point. I don't know what they're going to do with Johnny Gargano, because of the fact that, A, he's kind of parlaying between NXT and WWE on the main roster, but they lost Tommaso Ciampa, and Ciampa's going to be out for a while. Some people, there was a couple of dirt sheets that says this might be career ending. It was that bad. So what happens to Johnny Gargano? Does he go back to NXT and basically run the division, run the NXT world until then for the time being, which is very possible? I mean, I don't know. Because like I said, going into this, I had Adam Cole winning. Now I'm starting to waver a little bit because of what you just did. So I'm going to go with Johnny Gargano to win in 3 falls to win the NXT title. But I would not be shocked if Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era pushes him to the finish line. Remember, he's a former North American champion, the first ever North American champion in the history of the company. So we'll wait and see what happens. But to me, winner and new NXT champion, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, originally, like you said, I was gonna say Adam Cole, but now with the situation with Tommaso Ciampa and who knows, this could be a career-ending injury. Maybe they want to keep Johnny Gargano in NXT, and be the face of that company. So yeah, I too am gonna go with Johnny Wrestling Johnny Gargano to finally realize his dreams after time after time after time he's had a chance. But I think this is where it finally is going to happen. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano will be your new NXT champion. So there's nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, you making it a clean sweep, or you going with Adam Cole, baby?
No, this isn't a clean sweep. I still think Adam Cole's going to walk away with it because of the fact that you do have the factor of the rest of the Undisputed Era. You have the history where, Adam has beaten Johnny in the past. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Adam Cole. I think he's going to walk away with it. But, of course, you also have the chance that even Undisputed Era could also be pulled up after WrestleMania. And if that's the case, then, yeah, they'll probably put it on Johnny Wrestling. Since right now we don't know the exact situation for Ciampa. But I could also see this going to be a pretty good feud, just like we had with Ciampa and Gargano before. So, either way, I'll be happy with it either way because I like both guys. But for me, I'm saying it's going to be Adam Cole. So, not much more I'm going to say about it. Florio, take it.
All right, and that will put the bow on this first of 2 huge editions of the Wrestling Forum. This concludes our NXT Takeover New York preview show. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in and listening tonight. We will be back with you around this time or a little earlier tomorrow night, immediately following NXT Takeover, which will take place tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, kicking off the most exciting wrestling weekend of the year. 5 days of nonstop action. It all starts with Takeover New York tomorrow night. Saturday night at 7, the 2019 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony, also from the Barclays in Brooklyn. Sunday night, of course, the Showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania 35, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey, in the Meadowlands. And then, of course, Monday Night Raw from the Barclays, their Fallout. And then we climax it Tuesday night with the Fallout for SmackDown Live. And that's that. So, and by the way, we all agree this is probably going to be, your vintage NXT Takeover event. It's probably going to rank somewhere between 9 to a 9.5, maybe even a perfect 10, for goodness sakes, which is going to set the bar and, put the pressure on WrestleMania to outperform it. I don't think they will, but and again, you never know. You never know. So here we go. Tomorrow night, immediately following Takeover New York, the four of us will be back with you to preview WrestleMania 35. As it stands, I believe it now stands at 16 matches. Oh my word, that is insane. We haven't seen that since the days of WrestleMania's 4 to 7, for goodness sakes. So we'll break it all down, including the pre-show matches, because it is Wrestle Frickin' Mania. Hello. So that'll go down tomorrow night, immediately following Takeover as soon as it goes off the air, probably around 10:30 or so, because it starts at 7. And then from there, we will not be doing our WrestleMania recap show following WrestleMania because it's going to be a long night. We all have early morning commitments, like I said. So what we're going to do, if you're just tuning in, Monday night on Ridiculously Raw, in addition to running down Monday Night Raw, we will recap the Raw side of WrestleMania. And if Raw happens to win one of the interpromotional matches on the card, I'll give you that as well. And of course, we'll also get into 205 into the cruiserweight match because that's part of my my domain there. And then Tuesday night on the Cerebral Smack Talk with MF, in addition to running down SmackDown Live, we'll go over the SmackDown side of WrestleMania. And if SmackDown should win an interpromotional match, we'll get into that as well. So that's how it all goes down. So until tomorrow night for our biggest show of the year, our WrestleMania 35 preview edition of the Wrestling Forum, this is your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Florio, for good old MF Michael Fletcher, for the Phenom Michael Bullock, and the Twisted Angel Didi Woodson, and of course in spirit, the man who puts it all together, our Imperial Grand Poobah himself, the Hardcore Pipe Bomb, DF from RI 401, Derek Ferreira. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Friday. And until tomorrow night, following Takeover for our WrestleMania 35 preview show, you've been watching our preview of NXT Takeover New York right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who's been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long, and bye, everybody, bye.